The Parabolic Sar, the stop and reverse indicator by Wells Wilder, is a trading indicator that's used in markets with a strong trend to determine buy and sell signals for your chosen trading instrument. And the stop and reverse feature indicates that the Parabolic Sar is an indicator that's designed to enable a trader to be either long or short, so always in the market. And it works by plotting dots above and below price, which determines your buy and sell signals. And the dots rise or they fall with the price according to the indicator setting called acceleration. And the white dots on this chart of crude oil futures, it's called a parabola. When the Parabolic Sar plots below price, consider the market to be in an uptrend. And when they're plotting over the price, the market's in a downtrend. The flipping of the dots are your buy and your sell signals. And number one, the Parabolic Sar has flipped to under the candlesticks on this chart. Now it's in bullish mode, and that's going to signal an exit from any short position and be a buy signal. And number two, this is the candlestick that flipped the indicator to the bottom, and this would be your trade entry candlestick. Number three, this candlestick has signaled an exit from your long position, and a sell signal has been triggered. Now we're in bearish mode. And like all technical indicators, this is a lagging indicator because it requires a calculation of price in order to plot on the chart. And it's good to have an understanding of the calculation of any indicator you're going to use. By understanding it, you're going to be able to find the nuances that are associated with each indicator you use. And here's the calculation of the Parabolic Sar. The SAR N is the current period. The SAR N plus 1 is the next period value. EP equals the extreme high or low value in the current trend. And A is the acceleration factor. And there are three settings for the SAR that you can customize, although some platforms like MetaTrader only have two. The start value is where the acceleration factor is going to start at, and it's generally set at 0.02. The acceleration factor is how much the original value will increase each time a new high or low in the trend is plotted. And the max value presents the acceleration factor from increasing too large. When price begins to move with larger size, the SAR begins to plot on a more extreme curve angle, as you saw on the last chart. And many traders ask about the best setting for trading indicators. But the truth is there is none, and the Parabolic Sar, it's no exception. If you set the acceleration factor too high, the dots will come closer to the price action, and you will get quicker buy and sell signals. Quicker signals can equal more whipsaw, which is something that we really don't want to see as a trader. So there's a trade-off between more trading signals and taking more losses. So keeping in mind that there is not a leading indicator that you can put on your chart, but we can use the Parabolic Sar to give us trading signals that we can take or stand aside. Your trading strategy, if you choose to use one, should have other variables to indicate whether a buy signal or a sell signal is worth putting risk on. And this chart of natural gas futures shows 4 locations where a buy signal would have been offered as a trading opportunity. And when you see the white dots on top of price, we should consider that the market is in sell mode. Once the dots flip to the bottom of the candlesticks, we would consider a buying opportunity. And the great thing about this indicator is the plotted dots are also stop loss locations. In the inset picture, you can see that prices flipped to the bottom, which is a buy signal. And there are a few ways that you can enter a Parabolic Sar setup. Number one, you can place a buy stop order at the high of the candlestick that turned the SAR. And this will force price to continue moving up to trigger you into the trade with at least some short-term momentum. Second, you can enter at the close of the candlestick, which is perfect for end-of-day trading. Number three, you can set a limit order under the low of the candlestick looking for a short-term pullback after the initial change in trend direction as shown by the SAR. And as part of your strategy, you can use the dot feature of the SAR for stop loss locations. You calculate the distance from your entry to the dot, calculate your trading risk and your position size, and you just place your stop loss in that location. And traders know the advantage of trailing stops is that it gives you an opportunity to take from the market what it wants to give you. With profit targets, we are assuming that we know what the market's going to do and where it's going to go. We don't know how far the market's going to go, and while certain profit targets, such as the average true range, are useful, trailing stops can boost your overall returns. And the Parabolic Sar makes it really easy to use as a trailing stop regardless of the strategy that you're using. In this example here, the entry was on the close of the candlestick, and the stop would be adjusted daily after each dot was printed. And if you look back at the settings graphic, by adjusting the acceleration factor to 0.01, there's only one loss instead of the 3, but the last long run-up had more profits given back before being stopped out. So as mentioned, there's always a trade-off when you make adjustments to any technical indicator, so make sure you tread wisely when doing so. Now, since the term S&R stands for stop and reverse, many traders do follow the indicator in that manner. But is that the best way to trade? And trading counter trend, it can be done, and there are specific times to do so. And for most traders, following the longer term trend is probably a better way to trade. Using a moving average as a trend following indicator to show the current trend direction and only taking buy or sell signals from the Parabolic Sar is probably going to produce better results. As with any technical indicator, moving averages rely on the settings that you choose, as a short-term average will change direction more rapidly than a longer-term average. This here is a 100-period EMA and the Parabolic Sar, and it's a Forex pair. We can use a simple strategy to enter and exit. The buy or the sell signal candlestick must be above the moving average for longs and below for sell signals. Only take signals in the direction determined by the average. We do not stop and reverse. We trail using the Parabolic Sar, but we leave a portion of our position at the original stop location. Our stop on our remaining position will only move lower for a short and higher for a long using the new plotted dot. The following simple trading strategy could be something that you test on any market, and Forex, futures, stocks, it doesn't matter. And number 1, this is the first time we can take a sell signal as price is below the moving average. At 2, this is our stop loss location. At 3, the Parabolic Sar flips to long and we scale out part of our position, leaving the other stop at number 2. The new short setup at number 4, we take with the entry either on the close or the break of the low of the candlestick. And 5, the stop from the remaining position from the first trade and the stop for the new position being taken goes here. So in order to run a proper backtest, you're going to have to use some type of analyzer where you can log the hypothetical trades and see the results. And we have a trade analyzer that you can download right here and use it for free as you go through this trading strategy. Now, there's always the question of whether an indicator can be used for different styles of trading, including scalping and day trading. As long as you are aware of the drawbacks of using a certain indicator and you understand the settings, virtually any trading indicator can be used with any trading style. But what do you consider to be day trading? Some traders think day trading is a lower time frame, such as a 5-minute chart. Other traders believe that day trading can be done on higher time frames, and you just close a trade by the end of the session. It doesn't matter if you use the Parabolic Sar for day trading, lower time frames, or 1-hour charts, closing the position at the end of the session. But one thing to consider is using a different setting for the acceleration factor and or using a different moving average setting. Now, this here is a stock of the American Airlines, and the solid white line on the left is the opening bell along with a 20-period EMA for trend. And after standing aside for 5 minutes, we start to look for day trading opportunities. With the Parabolic Sar and the moving average strategy, we are only going to trade in the direction dictated by price relationship to the moving average. If a signal sets up long and the setup candlestick breaks up over the moving average, that is a viable trading signal. If price does not break the moving average to the upside, we would ignore the buy signal. Imagine that you use a limit order for a short using the low of the opening candlestick. Since price pokes just below the moving average, it's a sell signal opportunity. We get a buy signal opportunity as price breaks the moving average on the setup candlestick. We take a loss on the trade. The Parabolic Sar gives us a reversal sell signal, and with a trailing stop loss feature, we ride to a big win at the end of the day. And as with all trading systems and trading strategies, risk management is job number one for a trader. A dynamic support and resistance. Some people attempt to sell traders on the idea that moving averages, bands, or even the Parabolic Sar act as dynamic support and resistance. They don't. When you see price seemingly act as support or resistance, what you're seeing is just the result of a mathematical calculation using a variation of the open, high, low, close, or one of them. If the close, for an example, of price is roughly the same due to being in a trading range, well, the moving average is going to catch up to price. And while it might appear to be acting as a barrier to price, it really isn't. And once you accept that, you may find yourself having a different feeling towards risk management and actual price structure. Now, there are some things to like about this indicator, especially that it keeps you objective in terms of trade entries. Using the acceleration factor can help you lock in profits when the signal that you took is going in your direction. There's no guesswork involved. And if you're thinking of tweaking the settings, oftentimes the default settings are good enough. There is no best setting to use, and you're going to save yourself a lot of frustration even trying to find one. And there may be other technical analysis tools like candlestick patterns and support and resistance zones that may be useful for your strategy. Using a moving average as a trend determination can keep you from getting whipsawed, as you're going to cut down on the buy and sell signals that are being plotted. And while the stop and reverse feature may attract those who like a lot of trading action, staying with the trend direction for most traders is probably the best way to go about your trading business.